Hey y'all, thanks for coming out and checking my new channel out. I am the Bearded Beerman, and I am looking forward to sharing my thoughts on all sorts of beers. Patrick's Day coming up on us, it'd be good to start off with some stouts. So I picked up the Guinness box set. We got 4 fantastic flavors to go through. I'm looking forward to trying them all. Alright, let's start off with the Guinness 200th Anniversary Export Stout. Give our glass a nice tilt. Pour that glorious dark liquid into the glass. Get the coffee smell right on the top. Chocolate. Granted, it's not as good as if it was on tap, but what in life is? Well, it's got a great taste. You get that silky flavor, the chocolate and the coffee just blending perfectly together. This is a crowd pleaser. Guinness did well with this one. Yep. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. It's going to go great with your corned beef.
And here we go. So we got corned beef. And of course, we're going to do some Guinness. And then we'll top it off a little bit with the chocolate stout to give it some good flavor. And we're just going to let that go for 4, 5, probably 6 hours until the meat is just perfectly tender and it has absorbed all that good Guinness taste. And of course, I almost forgot, we can't have a perfect corned beef without a little extra Irish in it. So we're going to put 2 shots of Guinness in there to give it a little extra kick.
I'm going to turn the world upside down. I'm going to break all the rules for drinking your Guinness properly. I'm going to take this guy, pop it open, and we're not even going to tilt. We are going straight in. And we are going to try to break up as much of that air as we can. Yes, every intelligent beer person would say, I just ruined a perfectly good beer. And for some people, it is ruined. But for me, I don't like that much carbonation in my Guinness. It's just too much. Especially for the originals. The other ones, you got a little bit more flavor going on, and it helps to offset that higher carbonation level. But this, you're talking about a 4.6% alcohol level. It's been around since the dawn of time, pretty much. So you've had hundreds of Guinnesses. And for me, I have found that this works out best. It helps the flavors. It releases a lot of the aromas right off the top. Granted, you have to wait a little bit longer before you can start drinking it. But if you're drinking in a social environment, you have more time to talk before your first sip. Yeah, that for me is the best way to go. Please don't hate me for it, but it is. I love how it just smooths it out so much. It gives you, in my opinion, a lot more of that taste right off the tap. If you have to buy a glass bottle, I recommend you try it once.
Alright, so next up we've got the Guinness Antwerpen Stout. Good looking beer right there, right? We got the pour. So here we go. Very good Guinness. Not a lot of flavor on the front, but you do get a decent little finish. They say you're supposed to get some of the roasted malts, kind of a smoky wood to it. I'm having a hard time picking it up. This may be one that may be a little bit better closer to room temperature. I'll have to try that out another time, see how it goes and let you know. But on the finish, you can taste a little bit of the dark chocolate on the back. I would have to say, if it was in a 6-pack, I wouldn't buy it. But in the big 12-pack, yeah, I'll drink 3 of them with no problem. So the last one we're going to be looking at tonight is probably one of my most favorites. It's the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. And I have not found it by itself, only in the variety pack when they release it. Look at that color. Not nearly as dark as some of the other ones on the pour. It's got a little bit more brown color to it. Oh, look at that. This one has a lot more smell to it than some of the other ones. You can pick up the roastedness of the barley. So here we go. This one, it's got a lot of flavor all the way through it. You can taste the fruit right on the front of it. And the hops, they must have used a lot more than they do in anything else, because it is there. But it's not overpowering, but it's got a good lingering on the tongue. And the dark chocolate, yeah, it runs all the way through it, and it's got a fantastic finish with it. Oh, yeah. That one is still one of my favorites. And this is kind of a shout out to my dad. We found out on an experiment that this goes great with a little whiskey with it. Not a lot, just a little bit, and it helps to change the flavor of it. We'll just take a touch of whiskey. Now, so you're going to take a sip of the whiskey. Move it around your mouth, get it all flavored up. Then take a sip of the beer. And it enhances everything. The whiskey's good on its own, but it brings out a lot more of the flavors. Mellows out some of the beer taste. The dry fruit, you get a little bit more of the apricot of it taste to it. And the chocolate is just still there, but it's nice and smooth. And the hops, it nearly is gone. You have the flavor on the tip of your tongue after it's passed, but the rest of it is just smooth as silk. So I want to thank you all for stopping by again and checking my channel out. I appreciate it. I hope you got some insight out of this variety pack of beer. Pick some up, finish off your weekend with it, and I hope you subscribe and keep watching, see what other wonderful things. We are surrounded with some fantastic craft beers now, and I'm hoping to bring some of them to you, give you some insight, and hopefully you'll go out and support these great breweries. Have a wonderful time. Bye.